Hello class, in this video I'll explain how to film an interview video. So I'll explain three big things. The first is the location, the second is audio, the third is the framing. Okay, so let's talk about the location first. For interview video, I always suggest to pick up a outdoor location because you can use the natural light, so you don't have to worry about the artificial lights, where to get a professional lighting kit, and where to access the power. However, to film outdoor, you'll deal with the weather, right? For example, if you film in the cloudy weather, the light will constantly change, and you have to adjust your ISO and exposure, and it'll be a headache. So I always suggest the students to film in the sunny weather. But I don't recommend students to place the interviewee directly in the sunlight, because that will make your character's face really contrasty. The sunshine part and the shaded part will have a high contrast, so it will not look good. I would put the interviewee under, for example, under the tree or under the building where the character's face, the character's body will be shaded. So you have a smoother transition of the color and the lighting on the face. For example, this is an in-class demonstration I did with the students in 2017. As you can see, we placed the interviewee under the shading of the tree. So the color on the character's face looks good, and the lighting also looks good. So the whole footage has a more kind of a balanced lighting. If you film indoor, I would also place the interviewee close to the window, but let the interviewee facing the window, so you can get enough natural lights on the interviewee. Again, do not let the sunshine directly hit your interviewee, because that will have a high contrast on the character's face. So I would place the interviewee close to the window, but not directly hit by the sunlight. Also, you don't want your camera facing to the window where the lighting hit, so that will make your footage really dark, your character's face really dark, and you'll have a super bright spot on the window. And if you place your interviewee close to the window and not directly hit by the light, you can add some lights to the character's face by using a reflector. So that is in the case that if the light is not that strong and the face a little bit dark. So here's a foldable reflector. It is about $30 on Amazon. However, the school has those, and you don't have to purchase on your own. And if you're on campus, you can always check out those for filming. All right. And if you're at home and you don't want to purchase those professional gigs, and if you have these shading pads for your car, you can use that as a reflector. See, it is high reflectable, so you can get some lights. And it works pretty good. Not as good as a reflector, but it's still good. You can get a really good lighting. Or if you don't have that, you can even just use a foil plate or foil paper. All works. And for foil paper, you can coat it on a box or on a paper board or a wood board that is harder, and you can hold it. And you can hand make a reflector, and you can get a fair amount of light on the character's face. And if you are using a foil plate or foil paper, the reflection might not be as strong as the shading pad for car or the real reflector. So what you can do is you can put the foil paper a little bit closer to your interviewee, so you will have a stronger lights. So that explains you about the lighting. And the next thing about the location is think about the background. You don't want the background have too much, right? And it would be the best if the background is more kind of a still. There's not many moving objects. Think about it. If we are filming an interview on the street, and in the background there's a lot of people kind of walking around, or car driving by, or children playing around, so it will be really noisy, and second, there will be a lot of moving object in the background that will distract your audience. So pick a location that have more kind of a still background, have a simple background. Now let's talk about audio, the second component. So when we talk about reflector, I said I don't require you to purchase it and you can hand make it, right? However, for the audio, I will require you to purchase these small mics, and they are very cheap, about $3 to $4 on Amazon, and I think you can also find it in Walmart or Best Buy. And you can plug it into your camera or GoPro or phone. You can get a really good sound, not very super professional sound, but still good sound, much better than you just film with the mic on your phone or on your camera. It will let your film sounds like this. Not like this. So now we are at August 25th for this lecture. So we will need it on, let's see, week 6th, which is September 15th. So that's roughly about 1 month from now. So I require you to purchase this so you can film with really good audio quality. Alright, so now let's go back to the equipment. And another thing is the cable on the mic is not very long. So usually when we film an interview video, the camera will be about like at least 10 feet and interviewee. So in that case, you will need a extension cord for the mic. So here's the extension cord I have. It is about 10 meters long. It's very long. You can just get about like 2 meters long, which is 6 feet to 10 feet long extension cord. So on one end, it will plug into your mic, and another side, it will plug into your camera. For the mic, there's a clip, and it will be the best if you put the mic on the column on your character's clothes. So that will get a good sound, and it will be the best if you hide cable off the mic.
When I was a junior in high school, my boat and
either
I went to
under the tie or under the coat, so it will not be that obvious to the audience. After you put the mic on your interviewee, and the first thing you have to do is turn on your camera and go to the menu and go to the sound recording setting. And here by default, it should set to auto. And again, I would not suggest you to use auto, and we want more control. So here, let your interviewee to talk, and we'll do a rehearsal. Here, I'm testing the sound of the camera.
Testing.
And as you can see that when I'm talking, the volume goes all the way to 0, which is not good. You don't want it to go all the way to the right. And if that happens, the sound will be unnatural and you'll hear a lot of noise. So you want to keep the sound level as 12. So what you can do is click on the set button, and then at the record level, you just lower it down until you see the volume bar goes at 12 at the maximum. So that will record a very good sound.
Okay,
Another thing is how to sync your audio and video.
Halloween.
So I
How do you
always
feel about
suggest my
Christmas?
students that
Well,
when you
honestly,
film a
corrupt,
project, either a documentary film, an interview,
lizard
or
back
a short
individual.
film, before filming, when everyone in your team get prepared, you say rolling, and all of your camera persons press the record button to start filming. And then you see action, and at the same time, you clap your hand. And then your actor or interviewee start to talk.
My name is Kat, and I'm 20 years old.
So because the clap usually is very loud, so it'll have a pattern in the audio track in the video you filmed. Okay, so if you have multiple cameras film the same interview, and when you edit the videos in Premiere or in other video programs, and you'll see on its soundtrack, it will have that pattern, that clap is very easy to see. So you can use that as a reference to sync the videos together. And then we'll talk about the third part, which is the framing. For framing, always remember the rule of thirds. Place your interviewee at the 1/3 position on the screen. Okay, either on the left or on the right. Also, leave plenty of space in front of your interviewee. See if your interviewee is facing to the right, and then you will place your interviewee at the left side of the screen, so leave plenty of space on the right. So that is the framing, pretty simple, right? The lighting and the audio get a little bit more complex, but as you spend more time on practice, you'll be good on that. Okay, so hope this video helps.